The city of Washington was named for the first president of the United States, located on a parcel of land chosen by the president in 1791. The land, which is not part of any state, is called the District of Columbia. The city, which is the only U.S. city designed before it was built, was created by a French engineer, Pierre Charles L'Enfant, who was hired by Washington himself. When it was completed in 1800, the government moved to Washington from Philadelphia. It has been there ever since, growing more every year. It now covers the entire district. That is now the problem. In the 1700s, the location of the entire government of the United States within one city presented no problem. But today, the city of Washington presents a too tempting target in an age of missiles and nuclear weapons. We have all of our eggs in one basket, so to speak. We must do something about that before one of our enemies does it for us. Missiles are too accurate and nuclear weapons too destructive in striking their targets. The answer is obvious. We must begin to disperse the government offices to other locations and thereby relieve Washington of its gridlock, and at the same time make the task of the attacking forces more difficult. This is a very large country, and we can build new facilities in many locations. Of course, the problem is compounded by an inertia that the present government is afflicted with. The Katrina approach to every problem. America badly needs to dump the present administration. No matter, we're going to cast him aside soon. There will never be another Bush in the White House. George has ensured that. The Democrats are afflicted as well. However, there is no certainty that they recognize the danger that Washington represents to the country. An examination of the chart of Washington will reveal a great many targets that have been built up over a number of years. They include the White House at ground zero. In the northwest section, Old Executive Office Building, the U.S. Treasury, General Services Administration, Department of the Interior, Bureau of Indian Affairs, Federal Reserve Board, National Academy of Sciences, Department of State, U.S. Navy Bureau of Medicine and Surgery, Blair House, Vice President's Residence, Department of State Foreign Service Institute. In the southwest section, U.S. Capitol Metro Center, Department of Commerce, FBI Building, Justice Department, IRS, Customs, Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and BEP Annex, Federal Trade Commission, Department of Agriculture, Postal Service, HUD, Supreme Court, FAA, Defense Department, Department of Transportation, Judiciary, House Office Building, Ford, Library of Congress, VOA, H.H. Humphrey Building, NASA, Rayburn, Longworth, Cannon, O'Neill Buildings, Medicine Building, Dirksen, Russell, Hart Buildings, Government Printing Office, a total of 35. There are other buildings not considered essential for government operation. As the only independent candidate running for president, and who knows nuclear weapons very well, I represent the only real choice to lead this country. A single megaton weapon fired from any place on Earth at Washington will decapitate our government, with not only the president and vice president likely killed, but the millions of citizens who make Washington work will be killed instantaneously. A 1 megaton weapon is not all that unusual. It will explode at an altitude of 2,800 feet over the White House and will destroy the city in less than a fraction of a second. It will expand to more than a mile in diameter in the same fraction of a second. No one under a mile-wide fireball will survive. Indeed, those within 8 miles of the White House may not survive. Please heed this warning and contribute to my candidacy. Go to my website, sovereignamerican.com. We do not have years to prepare, but if we start soon, we can fend off the barbarians indefinitely. Elect Moxham, he's your best hope for the future.